Do you think food can bring people together? I believe so, yes. I mean, sure. I believe so because food is something to share with another person. It's to show the sort of jolt of excitement and jolt of feeling good whenever it comes to food. Because once you show this person this amazing food that has been created from your own culture, it shows that oh they'll love this food and maybe they'll have a sort of thinking, yeah, I would love to come to this place where they created this to make a shared culture of experience and to appreciate and to love it is the most amazing thing. What is your favorite dish to eat now and why? To be honest, there's a lot of food that I love, but as of now, I would say the food that my mom created this night is pork nilaga. It's a mixture of pork soup with potatoes and cabbages alike. I used to not like that before because I do not like vegetables, to be honest. The only one I could actually recuperate are carrots, but I had to get used to it. I remember my mom forcing me to eat pork nilaga with vegetables on. The cabbages, the greens, the broccoli. I remember she had to put that there, even though it wasn't in the soup. Disgusting, but I had to. I had to, but it was so good because it was in the mixture of our favorite ingredient, toyo, or in correct terms, toyo mansi, I believe. It's like this soy sauce mixture towards the soup with the rice and the pork. It's a good mix. It is not a fun memory to have when it comes to this food, but it is a fun experience on eating it without the vegetables whatsoever. Do I think that food can bring people together? I believe it can. It depends on the food that it's trying to sort of show and represent. Because in my culture, food is about bringing everyone together. But I don't know for any ethnicities, but I believe it is so to everything else. But for my culture, yes, it is because it shows the sort of greatness towards it. It could be anything that we can try to have, try to remind us of the good memories that people used to love. I can I can remember a specific sort of food that's presented to me when it comes to like parties. If you see some sort of favorite ones, it'll be there to show the favoritism, the love of a food, of how people yearn for it, and sorts. What does the food in my culture mean to me? That's kind of been answering the questions previously. But I'll say it again, yeah, it's to basically bring everyone together, especially when it comes to my culture. As a Filipino, it's very common to bring everyone together in the table because it's the sort of repetitive, famous food in our culture that we have. We would have foods like pancit, which is like a kind of bit like a noodles but without the soup. Uh, we have barbecues on a stick. We would have pig on our table, or that's what we would call lechon. Um Fish, longanisa. It's like this sort of long circular thing. There's so many things that we love on this food that we tend to surround at a table. And with that, I can remember the conversations that people would just talk about. Something they love, something they hate, something they remember, something funny. That's why in my culture I see all the time it's a sort of group of a group conversation to like circulate that to speak of it, and you would hear it so much that it's impossible to not hear them. What kind of food did you eat growing up? Honestly, I would say the common thing is rice. Rice is in every ingredient as a Filipino. I believe it's all others in every culture, but the most common one for Asians, especially for us and my ethnicity, is rice. Rice is a great mixture. Rice in this, rice in that. It's everywhere. I can even remember my dad when he makes rice for me. It's with I mean when he makes food for me, it's rice that comes with it. That's why rice, I love it when it's a good mixture to everywhere because it's a sort of fond memory for me. Even now, probably tomorrow we'll probably be eating some sort of sausages, but I know I'm gonna be eating it with rice instead of like bread or something. That's why rice is the sort of thing for me to grow up to because rice is everywhere, especially when you're a Filipino. You can never escape it unless you run out of rice. So yeah, rice is the food that I grew up with. Do you cook? If yes, what are some of the dishes that you make? I would say what I make is the sort of breakfast meals that I will probably just do. Since I said it before, yes, I cook rice. Um, but the breakfast of them all is probably like scrambled, sunny side, and then I cook spam. Uh, it's very funny because most of the people don't really cook spam; they just heat it up technically. But cooking it is really good because it has the crisp, the juicy, the juicy tendiness of the spam. That's really much of what I done when it comes to cooking food. But there are other stuff that I've done or I've tried. I'm not really an expert of it, but I do it occasionally. Um, if my parents need help, like cooking adobo, cooking pancit canton or pancit, as I mentioned, just anything I could do to help my parents or help anybody in need, um, in order to, you know, eat the food. Do you believe it is important to teach kids about their own culture's traditional dishes? Oh, so yes, because it's something to remember and maybe share it with another person of that sort of experience. As I said in the previous questions on what I was eating growing up is rice. Because of that, I now know how to make rice. It was all thanks to my dad. He told me how to cook rice. It's very simple. You get rice, you put it in a bowl, or the rice cooker if you have those. Uh, you put it in how many cups do you want? 2, 3. You dump in water, and if you see the water cloudy, take out the water until the water is clear, that you could see the rice itself. It's not cloudy. Then, once you do, you take out the water, put it in the normal water that you would drink on, and then you measure it. You don't measure with anything because with the measuring, you can tell of how dry it'll become or how wet it'll become. And you don't need anything. You literally just need uh, up to this one, up to here, this line, to know how much water you need in the bowl. Just use this and touch it on the rice, and you're good. You just put it in the rice cooker and wait until it's cooked. That's how you make a rice. That's why I love rice so much, because it's easy. I told my dad plenty of times that it used to be hard because I never knew how to do it. But through time and time again, you'll learn through it. And in doing so, you can remember by it. And maybe you can show everyone of how to make rice, and maybe they'll, they don't have to worry about getting hungry.